My name's Scott Alley from Sunset Ave. I'm kind of a green freak, so I'm interested in the LEED certification that you said you were looking to achieve. How accurate is that?
Right now, the current reimbursement rate, the 51.49%, assumes 2% for achieving a LEED Silver qualification or certification. The last 3 projects that we've been working on, we've actually been able to exceed that, and right now we're currently targeting LEED Gold certification.
That's great to hear. I know being green is kind of a dirty word sometimes. People automatically think more money, more expense, which brings up the next question. And another individual mentioned renewable energy, and you said, I thought I heard you say you had not looked into that, but you could. That tells me that if you do, that adds more expense, that adds more money to the whole top bill. So that also said to me that probably won't even happen.
It depends. Okay, there's in terms of the solar question that was raised earlier. Typically, we don't see the payback for that. Okay, on a new installation right now. But what we do as part of the overall process, the LEED process, and just good design process, is we'll actually take all of those types of technologies into consideration, and then we do a life cycle cost analysis on that. So we look at the payback, we look at the capital cost up front versus the deferred operating costs that you would see over 30, 40 years on a project, and those all get factored in. The one thing for sure is we have a budget that we do have to work with. We have assumed certain things in terms of the overall efficiency of the building and being able to, as I said before, beat the baseline performance standard, building code standard by about 30%. But it may be something that solar or wind or some type of renewable makes sense. And it's just something that we have to balance off in conjunction with the overall budget that we have for this project.
It seems to me with the overall square footage you have of this roof, because it's a massive expanse of the building as opposed to Melrose, which was mentioned earlier. Melrose did a 4-story building. They're incorporating some solar. Very small, I think it's more or less experimental, not really productive. But you have this massive building. It just seems to me that it could absorb the opportunity for panels, and the fact that North Reading is very windy. You got the wind turbine option. I mentioned Melrose for another reason. Another individual mentioned the tax rate increase. Ours is 700, give or take, the median. Melrose was 175, give or take, for the median. You can't compare the two communities. I lived in Melrose my whole life, with the exception of the last 4 years. North Reading is a better comparison to Wilmington in land mass and population. I'm guessing, I don't know the numbers there. But I think the biggest difference there is you have septic here and sewerage over there. But Melrose really screwed up their project. I went to their school system, and their new building is awesome. But we have our high school and our middle school far apart, and we're going through the expense of putting it all together and really making a great facility. Melrose, who had the middle school and the high school right next to each other, failed to even do anything to their high school, and it's a dump. So here you have state-of-the-art, beautiful middle school in Melrose. I don't know how much millions they spent. These kids that are at that school are going to be going to a dump of a high school that has nothing that they've been experiencing for the 3 years prior. It's just a real stupid idea. This is a great idea. I like it a lot. Obviously, I'm for the green thing. Regarding the tax difference in the 700 and 150, I looked it up. Melrose has $13 per thousand for residential, $19 for commercial. What is North Reading's?
Well, North Reading's, I think it's what is it about $12 now? But it's the same. It's the same for the residential and the commercial.
All right, I didn't know if that was going to be.
And just for an example, Wilmington, which you talked about, which has that much larger industrial base, I believe it's $39 per 1,000 over there for the commercial industrial block, if I'm correct. It's triple what the residential taxpayer is paying in Wilmington.
Okay, I appreciate that. One last thing for Brad. I know tennis kind of goes in and out of fad for a sport. I'm pleased to see that you're looking to relocate. And how many courts are there going to be?
There should be 6. We have 6 now, and I believe that's the plan, is to have 6 courts in the relocation.
Okay, thank you.
Brad, go ahead, sir.
I was just going to say, you know, the difference in the cost, though, 700, 170, there's also 2 schools here. It's not just one school. Most of those other examples that you've been talking about all represent just one school. This is 2.
Anybody else? Thank you. That was a spirited discussion. We really appreciate it. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. If anybody has any questions, see one of the members of the Secondary School Building Committee. They're all through the crowd. Feel free to contact them, any of the administrators, and we'll answer every question that you have. Thank you very much.